if there is a practice for non-Muslim, completely nobody left on the face of earth celebrating it, okay? And in itself, there is no shirk or kufr in it. And it does not carry that, false belief in itself. For me, it became in the makruh. I don't say it's haram. But as long as there is some connection somehow still alive, and something that there is people celebrating it as a Eid for them, it became haram for the Muslim to celebrate.
So because there is a religious group it's a date that has religious significance.
Yeah, and there is still people believe in it. This is the day of the souls of the dead and stuff like that. And the satanic worshippers go out in their specific days. It still exists, So it means something we're not allowed to do. Also, if it is something identified by Sharia as something that it is a Eid or celebrations for Satans or for the kuffar, but specifically mentioned in our religion. Like, for example, how many people today pray to the sun or to the moon or to the Satan when the sun goes down and the sun rises? Yet, we're not allowed to make salah in these two times, or these two times, and one in the middle, even if there is nobody left in the face of earth making this act of worship. Why? Because it's in our religion says haram to do it. I said that's originally what's that practice for worshiping the Satan, that they do that for the shaitan, that they pray to him in this time. And because the shaitan at that point put his horn as the sun going down, exalting himself. So we're not allowed to make that salah at that time. But if something not in Sharia and it's not anymore practiced, nobody ever think of it in any religious significance or anything like that. Let's imagine there is some Greek or
Nike
Asian.
is an example.
Uh-huh.
Nike is the Greek goddess of victory. But nobody, she's not, obviously, there's no worship of a Greek goddess.
Nobody would say that you are like you worship other than Allah, or you're going just by wearing Nike or buying Nike. Yeah.
Nobody even knows of it until you tell them Nike is the Greek goddess of victory. Nobody's even heard of that before.
Nobody buys it hoping she'll give them victory in sports.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Right? Okay. Go ahead.
So, Sheikh, is it fair to say then that Halloween, something like Halloween, because it is practiced, number one, because it is practiced by a religious community now with religious significance, it's not allowed for Muslims to participate in?
Absolutely. It is not allowed to participate in Halloween for many reasons, not only one. One, because there is people practice this in a religious conviction and religious practice, or it still exists in the world today. Number two, because it is one of A'yad al-Mushrikeen, is one of the most recognized celebration of the non-believers, non-Muslims. It's not something Muslims practice. No Muslim country practice that. No Muslim countries recognize this as something that it is significant. Even Muslim inside the community who are religious and of nature, nobody recognizes it as something holy. Even Christians themselves, by the way, many Christians group, they don't consider Halloween as a practice. You saw there is a national news in, where is it, in East Coast, Northeast, a school said no. They are conservative Christians. They said no Halloween, nothing like that. So you will hear, here and there, people that they oppose that because they know that the original of it's not a practice of people of Tawheed or people of religion or book. Also, it contains a lot of bad things. Halloween is about what? Is about the killing.
Sheikh, if you ask a kid, they'll say it's about candy. It's about knocking on people's doors and getting candy.
No, but it's not only candy. No, it's about ghosts. It's about scary things. All these images that associated with Halloween, it is things un-Islamic, something that Islam goes against it. So for you to bring it to us and to introduce it to the people's mind as something acceptable that's unacceptable. The concept of going out and begging for or not asking for candy and stuff like that, also against an Islamic concept, which is we don't go ask. You know, we've been taught not to go ask people for things. You know, that's an Islamic etiquette. Yes, it will not carry it to a level of haram, but it will be all this when you put it together in the mix. You will know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He said, وَمَا أَنَا مِنَ الْمُشْرِكِينَ, I'm not from what the mushrikeen practice. I'm not like them. I don't do what they do in their celebrations and their Eid. وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. When they witness اللغو, أن تجد السلف يفسرون اللغو والزور بأنه إيش؟ اللغو والزور, they said this is أعياد المشركين, the celebrations of the mushrikeen, because it contains so many things haram, or contains some things which is not Islamically correct. So with all this together, I do believe that celebrating Halloween is not allowed in Islam, 100%.